Hello guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depends where you're watching from. I have this breaking news, which is all about the former CJN, Walter Onnoghen and Tanko Muhammad versus Buhari, that is the present government. And before I really go into the deliberation on this particular matter or issue or what that happens today, I want to thank you, my already subscribers. Please continue subscribing, sharing, liking my videos. And if this is your first time of watching our video, please help promote our video by our YouTube channel by hitting on the red subscribe button. It doesn't cost any money, it doesn't take any money. So may God bless you all as you keep watching, sharing, viewing, and subscribing. Okay guys, I have this news today being Wednesday, the July 10th. Like I rightly said, it is all about the NJC, Muhammad Tanko and the former CJN Walter Onnoghen versus the present government, which number one is Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, what exactly happened today? We have it on news that the NJC, that is Nigerian Judicial Council, recommends Ibrahim Muhammad as substantive CJN. If you could recall back, you will really know what transpired between the executive government and the NJC. So even in quotes, the lawyers, the bar association, the judiciary and the executive, they were in a very big battle from last year around November, December, more especially January, when Tanko Muhammad was or Ibrahim Muhammad Tanko was appointed as an acting CJN. So there was a lot of demonstrations, a kind of violence, exchange of words, between the executives and the judiciary and even the bar association, even the NJC. They were like condemning the action of Mr. President for overriding the NJC and taking Walter Onnoghen to CCB, So that's really caused a lot of issues in Nigeria during that time. But the same NJC has really decided today to still recommend Ibrahim Muhammad, Tanko, as the substantive CJN of, So the same NJC who was really saying that they will not, recognize him as the CJN of Nigeria. Even the bar association, even the judiciary, they were all saying that no, what he did was bad because the executive did not follow the due process in removing or suspending Walter Onnoghen. But the issue now is still the same NJC that is recommending Tanko Muhammad, Ibrahim, to President Muhammadu Buhari. as Chief Justice of Nigeria. So what is really happening in Nigeria, guys? I don't know what you think about this. Just let us know what you think about this. Let me just read out what news has today on this issue. We have it this way that NJC recommends Ibrahim Muhammad as substantive CJN. The National Judicial Council, NJC, has recommended Ibrahim Muhammad to President Muhammadu Buhari as Chief Justice of Nigeria. Soji Oye, spokesman of the council, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday, being today. Okay, now it says Muhammad has been occupying the office of acting capacity since January, when Buhari suspended Walter Onnoghen, former CJN, who was accused of false declaration of assets. Okay, now Oye said the decision of the council was arrived at an emergency meeting that held on July 10th, that is today. So they attended the emergency meeting, and in that same emergency meeting, they now took the decision of, recommending Ibrahim Muhammad as a substantive CJN to President Muhammadu Buhari. So that's exactly what happened in the emergency meeting. Okay, let's see what is going on. Okay, the National Judicial Council rose today from an emergency meeting to recommend to President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, the appointment of Honorable Dr. Justice Tanko Muhammad, CFR, as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. The spokesman said, that is Oye. Okay, now the meeting, which was initially presided over by Honorable Mr. Justice Umaru Abdullahi, CON, considered and approved the recommendation of its interview committee that screened the two candidates presented by the Federal Judicial Service Commission to it for appointment as Chief Justice of Nigeria. That is, two people were, nominated, and finally, after the screening, they now found Tanko Muhammad, worthy of occupying that seat. So they now recommended him to President Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, that's exactly what is going on. Okay. Now, it posited that this is not only in line with the constitutional dictates, but presently the judicial position. Yeah, they said it's not only constitutional, but the judicial position for Tanko to be the CJN of the, country, Nigeria. Council also considered notification of retirements of Chief Justice of the Federal High Court, Chief Judges of Gombe, Edo, Niger, Ebonyi, Acting Chief Judge of Kebbi State, as well as those in 9 and the judicial officers. As well as those of 9 other judicial officers from the Federal High Court. High Court of Gombe, Delta, Edo, Imo, Benue, and Katsina State. The spokesman also said the council recommended 8 judges for appointment in Sokoto, Lagos, Anambra, Ebonyi, Niger, Taraba, Kano, and Jigawa states. So this is exactly how they did it today. So what are we trying to, say here, or what am I trying to establish here, So it's all about this country, Nigeria. Everything starts as drama, everything starts as comedy. This country is full of comedy, it's full of, drama. It's a dramatic and a comedian country. Look at all these things, demonstrations. Nobody will believe, finally it will happen this way. That, do I call it noise? Because the APC was even saying it that the Bar Association, those lawyers, then they were just like making noise, and finally it came to be noise making because nothing, came out of it. Nothing came out of it. So, my question now comes, do we really follow due process in Nigeria? If somebody, maybe an executive, can rise up and take their decision gradually, sluggishly, and it comes to be reality, and nobody says nothing, even those who were supposed to say something will now be the people to, be in full support of what they were condemning. So what really does that show? Does it really mean that we are actually in democracy or not? So, guys, I don't know what you think about this. I would want everybody to really tell us what you think about this our country. This is National Judicial Council of Nigeria. That we are crying that they were over, right. They were neglected. They were not recognized. That the executive, did not recognize them, and went to CCB, So, but this time around, there are the people that really have done their screening and found out that the same man they were saying they were not going to, recognize. So, has been the man most qualified, to be the Nigerian, the Chief Justice of Nigeria. So, guys, I don't know what you think about this. I want you to drop your comment on the commentary box below to tell us exactly what you think about this. Whether it is what's supposed to be done or what is supposed not to be done, though it has already been done and it's gonna be the Chief Justice, of Nigeria. And if that is the case, what is now the position of Walter Onnoghen, though he resigned then, but the position in the sense that if actually the government has decided to, if the government has decided that Tanko Muhammad is gonna be, like actually they have decided, the CJN. So what's the position of Walter Onnoghen? Is he going to go free if actually he's guilty? Are they going to allow him just go? So if they allow him just go and nothing was done, don't you think there was a reason for what happened? Because the PDP is still saying and was even saying that the reason for Tanko Muhammad, that's Ibrahim, is nothing but this presidential election tribunal, because being the Chief Justice of Nigeria, he would have upper hand to decide what happens in the Presidential Election Tribunal. So they were like, the APC, some of their members was also saying that if Onnoghen should be there, he will work in favor of PDP. And PDP was even alleging the APC also that if actually, that's one of the reasons, in fact, the major reason for them to have, prosecuted Onnoghen is because they know he will be impartial, he will not favor anybody. He will say it the way it is. And they are not sure of him favoring even APC if they rig the election, because they alleged APC that they were planning to, rig the election, which also they have taken them to tribunal, that they rigged the election, and from all they are saying is that the primary aim of even installing Tanko Muhammad now as the CJN, or electing him by omission or commission, is just to make sure that he fully becomes the CJN, so that he will have an influential command, on what the decision of the presidential tribunal case or matter should be. So, based on this, now guys, I don't know what you think. Do you think Atiku has, or PDP has any hope? I don't know. This is Nigeria, and when one has entered there, that person has entered. In the history of Nigeria, we never had when president is removed from the presidential seat through presidential election tribunal. So I don't know how possible it's gonna be this time around, So, but let's keep watching to see what is gonna happen. Though a lot of people are still saying that even though Tanko Muhammad is going to be there, he's not, the only person there, because there is committee. He may not, influence the whole committee, that will look into the presidential tribunal case or matter. But while other people argue that even those committee has to be influenced by him and the executive, that they will have to still go from the back and meet them and talk with them, and finally they will decide what they will decide to favor the present government. So all these things, where you are looking on all these things, you get tired of exactly what is going on in this our country. So I'm not saying Tanko Muhammad is not qualified. That's not my profession. So the Judicial Council and Commission, the judiciary has decided that yes, that's the most qualified man, and they are not biased, and they are impartial on what they have just really done. If it has no influence or executive influence or financial influence, I think that's good, but why my case is, my deal is this. These things are precedent. So even though they are doing this on their own, or in any kind of influence, economic influence, financial influence, political influence, and so on and so forth, we all should know that the measure of which we measure to others shall be measured, to us also. And my humble suggestion should be also that this is a democratic, government, and that's what we call separation of power. It should be taken care of. Should be put in consideration. It should be taken into consideration. There must be check and balances. The three arms of government, executive, legislature, and judiciary. So executive cannot just rise up and take their decision, execute it, do the job of the judiciary, do the job of the legislature. And the legislature cannot do the work of the judiciary and the executive. Neither will the judiciary do the one of executive and the legislature. So there is this separation of power. So I don't know why one arm should, mingle or interfere and override, the other arm. So I don't know whether we are just learning the democracy, or we are just really, trying to see how it works, or we are really into it. But all the same, what we pray is for the best. It's for the best we pray for. So guys, really, I love you all. I thank you for listening to the end of this particular video. So tell me what you think about this. Drop your comment on the commentary box below. Just put your suggestion. Don't condemn me, please. Don't condemn anybody. What do we know? No man is an island. No man is monopoly of knowledge. I don't know it all. I'm still learning. I still need your ideas and contributions. Just criticize my video. There's nothing bad. So let us match our brain together, reason together, and help to see how we can, correct all these errors, in this our geographical territory where we live, So if this is your first time of watching, please help your brother by hitting on the red subscribe button. And if you have been watching, keep sharing to people, liking and commenting, no matter how short the comment is. Thank you. Meet you in the next video. God bless you. Bye bye.